Creepshow Art's former friend just leaked voice memos online of Creepshow absolutely trashing Gabbie Hanna. Now, what's new? Everyone's trashing Gabbie Hanna at the moment. Well, turns out that Creepshow Art, also known as Shannon, was actually besties with Gabbie Hanna. So it's no surprise that Shannon's been exposed yet again for trash talking one of her friends online. Now, for those who don't remember, Shannon got cancelled a while back, like a couple months ago or so, for talking shit about her YouTube friends on an anonymous internet forum called lolcow. The admins had absolutely had it and had leaked that it was Shannon that was actually writing all this nonsense. And yeah, now no one likes Shannon. Now, in this leaked audio recording, she was also trashing drama channels, saying some really nasty, disgusting, false things about Nick Snyder and his fiancée Dustin Daly. But again, it's not really that surprising considering Shannon has talked shit about all her friends on YouTube in the past, behind their backs. So yeah, firstly, let's get into these leaked voice memos, and then we'll get into the responses from Gabby and other people that she's talked badly about within these voice memos. Camellia, who is a former friend of Shannon, had recently posted a video to her channel called Dear Gabbie Hanna, Creepshow Art is not your friend, the voice memos. Basically, Camellia leaked the following messages and voice memos that Creepshow had sent her. Here we can see in this leaked message, Shannon was talking about Gabbie Hanna. She'd said, dude, it's about to get worse, legit. Gabby has my number and has low-key threatened me before, so I'm not interested in getting more shit from her. But she has hours of videos ready to drop. Holy shit, dude, it's insane. And here was the voice memo that Shannon sent Camellia half an hour after sending her that text.
As far as I'm aware, I don't know if Jimmy has talked about this because Jimmy told me when that was occurring, Gabby never told him to do anything. Gabby literally just said, that hurt my feelings. And Gabby will say that about anything and everything. Gabby has told me like random shit, like she'll be watching a video and someone will like mention her and she'll be like, oh, that hurt my feelings. And in my experience, like I never reach out to the person and say like, take the video down, it hurt her feelings. So as far as I'm aware, her and Jimmy were already friends and Gabby like just mentioned it. And then Jimmy like white knighted for Gabby. It's also like, it was also really weird because Rachel, went on Twitter right after and was saying like, oh, Gabby did all this stuff. She's trying to take the video down. She's trying to attack me. And I reached out and I was like, hey, because she was just like, Gabby reached out to the only person who knows me. She essentially said, Gabby reached out to the only person that knows me and is trying to get my friends to turn on me and she's doing all this stuff. And I saw that and I was just like, hey, that's not true because like you and me also talk. And Gabby, like, just the way she framed it wasn't, like, factual, in my opinion. So I, like, reached out, and she was just, like, it was really weird. And she started saying all this stuff, and it got really dark, because then she started saying, like, oh, now everyone hates me, and I was just like, dude, I'm just telling you, Rachel, like, I'm not saying this with any hate, but, like, I'm just saying, like, Gabby didn't do that. And then she was like, we're not friends, we never were, like, she started saying all this stuff, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Again, I wasn't sending her hate, but, like, what was even weirder is then, like, randomly, someone started, like, then Hello Leash got involved, and that girl is fucking weird, and she started saying, like, I was gaslighting her, and I was just like, I'm just literally, what is going on? It was a whole weird kerfuffle. And so in that situation, like, I do not support what Gabby's doing now at all. Because Gabby just is, she's in a episode, and I think it's...
Further on in the video, Camellia leaked even more voice memos from Shannon. Camellia also stated in the video she believed that Shannon may have manipulated Gabbie Hanna to try and expose Ready to Glare. Ready to Glare, for those of you who don't know, is also a former friend of Shannon, who Shannon talked shit about on the lolcow forum and pretended to be her bestie to her face. Anyway, there's speculation that that's why Ready to Glare's photo was in the thumbnail of one of Gabbie Hanna's exposing videos. Yikes. Here was the rest of the leaked voice memos that Shannon sent Camellia.
Gabby is sitting on hours and hours and hours of content. And when she approached me, like last month, because she's had my number for at least like 6 months, I would say for like a couple weeks, I thought we were like actually friends. But she was, using me, which is fine. I don't know why I expected more of her. But essentially, she reached out and she was just like, I'm making all these videos. I am going to be like doing like one and dones for every person who's kind of like fucked me over, because she was getting mad at me and mad at Ready to Glare and like everyone because we hadn't made videos like defending her, but also she wasn't willing to like say it publicly. And so she gave me and Julia shit for not making videos on like the things she was telling us privately. And then she like went off on me again, and she was just like, this is after like she had threatened me, but like she went off on me and she was like, that doesn't make sense, you're just a coward, da da da. And I was just like, I literally stopped responding at that point because what am I going to do? So that happened, and then like a couple weeks later she reached out and was just like, I'm making all these videos, all this stuff. And I was like, okay, go ahead, like go off, girl boss, do whatever you want. And she sent me 3 of them. I have seen the one on Trisha Paytas, which is good. She didn't send me the one on David Dobrik. Now that I think about it, I forget the other 2. I have seen, I think, 3 out of the like 10. She says she has like 10 or 20, and they're like all hours long, and they're all fucking manic as shit, dude. Okay, so about the Jimmy stuff, because I was on Twitter when that happened, and I was slightly kind of involved, because essentially what happened was Gabby talks to pretty much like me, Julia, or like she used to. So it was me, Julia, Jimmy, and I think there are a couple other people, because, well, she'll say she doesn't watch videos about herself, and I don't think she does, but she watches videos calling out people she doesn't like. She reached out and we spoke for like 4 hours, because she essentially told me everything the first time I ever talked to her. She has no boundaries with people, and everything she says about herself online, she truly believes. She thinks no one believes her ever. No one cares about her ever. Everyone is just using her for clout, and everyone's using her for fame and success, and that like she genuinely thinks that when people talk about her, that's all they're doing it for. And like that's how she discounts all of their criticism. It's all clout, it's all fake, it's all you want my attention. Granted, she does have a point with certain people, like Dustin Daly, who double backed on her because he like, it became popular to not like her, and so he said a bunch of shit, and him and his fiance fucking suck. I hate them. They're terrible people. Literally drugged people. But that's something I'm not allowed to talk about. But like, she's dealt with a lot, and she genuinely thinks this of herself. So she reached out to like me, and I know Julia, not out of like make content for me originally. She wasn't saying that to us. It later kind of turned into that because she asked Julia to take down her videos on her, and Julia had to like send her a really long message about like why that was inappropriate of her to ask and why she wouldn't be doing that. But it's a whole kerfuffle. But like, if Jimmy actually said like, no, Gabby did do that, I'm gonna be pissed, because that means he lied to me. Gabby lied. Like, this whole thing sucks. This sucks. I hate everything. But also, Rachel was really weird to me, personally. Like, but then Hello Leash and her friend made like a video calling me a bitch and a cunt and all this stuff, and Rachel supported the video, and I was just like, what the hell? I like bought your dog poetry book, and I bought like, I've been we've talked before, so I don't know what you're doing. It was just very weird. It's all weird. The lore is weird. Oh god, the whole thing with like Gabby is that she doesn't have any online friends, and she doesn't have any online friends because she has trust issues about having online friends. And whereas I was like, oh, we're friends, her actions towards me, like, my issue with Gabby is she is not good at being manipulative at all. Like, she tries to manipulate people, but she's really, really bad at it, and she's really, really obvious, which is why when it's like she's doing something, I'm just like, dude, that's so stupid. Like, I had to explain what optics were to her. Homegirl or at least she had a publicist months ago. She told me she had one, but like, even still, she doesn't understand like how do I say this? Gabby is the type of person who comes to you when their mind is made up about something and they just want to be supported. But I'm also like, I don't think she's well, genuinely. And a lot of her friends are online. When she reaches out to commentary creators and other YouTubers, she explodes and vents everything because all of her offline friends don't give a shit about it. So Gabby, you have to remember, like, when Gabby blew up, she blew up from Vine, which is like the most low effort content in the world. Like, if you watch what got her to where she is now, what gave her millions, it's like really shit comedy that is terrible and bad, and I just broke that. That's fine, whatever. But like, okay, I just keep breaking things. But like, she didn't blow up because she's a smart business person. She blew up because the app promoted her and like she made really good business connections. So like, despite her degree, despite her everything, I am not kidding you, she is one of the, how do I say this? She is not stupid, but she's like dumb about certain things. Like, she's really dumb about most things. That's mean. So when you say like she can't know, like she has to know what to do at this point, she doesn't. She does not. She doesn't have like PR. She doesn't have like a company telling her. She literally thinks, and this is from like hand to God, this is what she told me. She thinks her downfall has been orchestrated by like everyone. So Jessie Smiles, like, well, Jessie Smiles does have a friend who's like really aggressive with Gabby, like constantly. But she like sits there and thinks, okay, Jessie Smiles had it out for her for some reason, and she made up a bunch of shit. She doesn't see like the fact that, oh no, you did do stuff wrong in that situation, and there is stuff that like you should apologize for and you should feel bad about. She doesn't see it like that. She's like, this is all lies and it's all orchestrated against me. I'm not saying she's like stupid in every way, shape, or form, but that is what she thinks. She also thinks that she has been silent, and like that's the big issue. Despite her, going off about everything constantly and not being silent at all, she will say, nobody listens to me, and I haven't spoken about any of this, and that's why there's so much false information. And she thinks any criticism of her is like false information. I kid you not. That's genuinely what she believes. I'm also so sorry if like I'm overwhelming you in any way. It's just like, this is something that I haven't talked about with like anyone else. Like, I've talked to this with my husband and with Julia, but me and Julia are both like kind of going through mental health stuff, so we don't like rant as much. But like, I can't talk about this with anyone else because my husband is just like, yeah, Gabby sucks. Why do you talk to her? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Currently, Nick Snyder and Dustin Daly responded to what Shannon had said about them. Nick took to his YouTube and was so over Shannon's BS. And although Gabby hasn't technically responded through like a statement online or anywhere directly referring to Shannon, she did, however, post this video recently of her singing a song called Got Everybody Talking in This Hellhole. And just the timing that she posted this, I feel like this is slightly directed towards Shannon, like specifically the lyrics in the song. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Gabby made an exposing video about Shannon. She loves talking about the T channels, so wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on all this drama in the comments.